India and Israel today are key strategic partners and major defense allies, with Prime Minister Modi declaring that India stands with Israel against any terrorist attacks. But it wasn't always so. For decades, India had a pro-Palestine foreign policy. India was one of the first countries to recognize the Palestine state in 1988. New Delhi even voted in favor of Palestine for its acceptance as a full member of UNESCO. Back in 1947, India voted against the Palestine partition plan in the United Nations. But over decades, this Indian policy has taken a complete U-turn, with India and Israel emerging as the best of allies in the 21st century. So what's behind India's shift from Palestine to Israel? Why do Palestinian militant groups find themselves increasingly isolated in the international arena? We will tell you 3 reasons why. Firstly, the massacre of innocent civilians, including women and children. Today, all major global powers have lent their support to Israel, with the Israeli flag displayed on major global monuments. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has declared a war on Hamas terrorists and a blockade of Gaza. After nearly 1,000 Israelis, mostly unarmed women and children, were butchered in music festivals and in the streets by terrorists from Gaza. Other Israelis, including senior citizens, were murdered in their homes. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu called the Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi and updated him of the situation. PM Modi tweeted, quote, "The people of India stand firmly with Israel." Reason 2. Palestinian groups have abandoned peace process for violence. In the 1970s, India had rallied behind the Palestine Liberation Organization or PLO. In 1988, India recognized Palestine as a state and supported its full membership in UNESCO. India's commitment to the Palestinian cause ran deep, with Yasser Arafat also visiting New Delhi. Further, in 1975, India became the first non-Arab nation to acknowledge the PLO as the sole voice of the Palestinian people and welcomed the opening of a PLO office in Delhi. But over years, groups like Hamas and Hezbollah have hijacked the Palestinian cause. They are unwilling to negotiate peace and only seek total destruction of Israel. This has further resulted in Israel adopting a more aggressive approach. The world also recognizes this. The massacre of nearly 1,000 innocent civilians has completely derailed any chance of peace, as no democratic nation would tolerate such a barbaric act of terrorism. Reason 3. Like Israel, India too has been a victim of terrorism. Soon after the Hamas attack, Indian Prime Minister Modi had said that he was deeply shocked by the news of terrorist attacks in Israel and that India stands in solidarity with Israel. The ambassador of Israel to India, Naor Gilon, had thanked India's support, saying India holds a significant position in the world and New Delhi's support to Israel is based on a deep understanding of terrorism. For years, terror groups based out of Pakistan have targeted India. Hundreds of Indians have lost their lives to similar senseless, barbaric terror attacks, be it the Mumbai terror attacks, train bombings, or the attack on the Indian Parliament. India knows Israel's pain. The Hamas attack last weekend has been described as the most severe assault within Israel's territory since its establishment in 1948. Following India's independence from the United Kingdom in 1947 and Israel's establishment in 1948, formal ties between the two nations were only established more than 4 decades later in 1992. But since then, there has been no looking back. India found in Israel a dependable partner. Israel quickly became India's second largest defense partner, only behind Russia. Israel has provided radar and surveillance equipment for military use and has conducted counter-insurgency training for India's anti-terror units. On May 10, 2017, 3 Indian warships, namely INS Mumbai, INS Trisul, and INS Aditya, docked at the Haifa port for naval exercises with the Israeli Navy. The same year, Prime Minister Modi made history as the first Indian leader to officially visit Israel, breaking the tradition of also visiting the Palestinian leadership. Moreover, it's essential to consider that while Palestinians may not offer India the same trade and military technology advantage as Israel does, but India still considers maintaining a balanced approach. Over the years, India has shown that it supports the Palestinian cause for a nation, but Bharat will never support terrorism in any form. What do you believe? Has the Palestinian cause been hijacked by terror groups like Hamas and Hezbollah? And is India right in firmly standing behind Israel in this hour of need? Leave your comments below and have your say.